Oh wow, guys. Hello. This is my first live. I hope the microphone is working on this headphones. Please tell me in the comments if you hear me well and actually see me well. Hi, Trevor. You were asking for moderator role, yeah? Uh, I think how to, guys, I'm not a streamer. It's just my first time, so please tell me if the everything is working and we can start our session at 9 p.m. Please, Trevor, tell me if the sound is okay and this video is actually okay and you hear me and see me. Hi, guys. Hello. Hello. Sound check. I'm not a good streamer. It's my first time. I'm so sorry for inconvenience. So Trevor hears me very well. That's great. We will wait for 3 minutes. Maybe someone will join us. Yeah. And parallel, I will just stream it on my Instagram. Just people could ask the question. Hello, Dan. Could ask the question. Also, I will answer this question here on the stream because our community is very small, and you know that not everyone can join now online. Maybe the timing is not very good. However, I was trying my best. Okay, let me just do the stream online. Yes, let me. Okay, hope on Instagram it's also streaming. Let's check. Oh my god. Guys, can I ask you, Trevor, can I ask you to go on Instagram and tell me if the stream is also on Insta? Just in the chat of the YouTube. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is a disaster. Sorry, guys. Okay. Trevor, another check. Thank you for everyone who joined in advance because I'm already messed up. I've done some dinner, you know. Let's do it like that. Okay. How are you? I'm fine. So, guys, today our topic about IDP life in Ukraine. You may have noticed already a mistake on my thumbnail. I did not do it for purpose. I'm just misprinted it. However, yeah. Hello, Eugenia. Hello. Yes, guys, I will start talking. This stream will be divided into two parts. Like the part that I have prepared from the informational perspective, just for you to know, and the second part after each like sub part, I will give you time for questioning me out. Maybe and I will address all your questions. So, unfortunately, it will not be visible in Instagram because in Instagram I should be logged on another profile. Maybe I will do it right now. Maybe it's possible for me, like change accounts. At logout? No. Okay, I should do better, but Give me time. So today, the questions of our topic is IDP life in Ukraine, internally displaced person. So, you know that it was this full-scale invasion that started in 2022. It caused the most extreme like displacement outside of Ukraine in the Europe, and the most biggest displacement was only in the Second World War, but now we see that history repeats itself, unfortunately. So, and a lot of people were displaced outside of Ukraine. They were seeking for asylum, and through the years, when it was obvious that Russia left Kyiv alone, not for on ground, just for on ground assault, but air attack are continuing. But people just noticed that this region is really like to be under occupation. But we have the chance of the occupation, but not obvious one, as it was in the spring of 2022. And people returned. And according to the statistic, I don't know how much credits United National Organization has, if you know what I mean, but they are saying that 1,200,000 people returned to Ukraine. But to be honest, those who returned, they didn't return in the original like unit in original place that they were displaced from the beginning. For example, people from Donetsk region, they could not return to their houses because this region is in combat. Please, all the Christian people, please pray for those who are affected. And these people, they return just to Kharkiv region or Kyiv region, in the region that has an infrastructure and has a jobs. I will tell you about job situation a little bit further in details. So, um, Bible is teaching us to care about the stranger. And here in Ukraine, most of the people, not all, I'm not generalizing, but I'm speaking of the like usual situation that majority of the people, they are caring about displaced people, strangers, and welcoming them in their society, environments, and groups. Yes, and however, IDPs that are internally displaced in Ukraine. I'm also IDP. I have been living in Dnipro region uh, till the 2022 in Dnipro itself, but my teenage years like were in the Kamiansk region. So I just was displaced in Lviv, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. I'm suffering from severe anxiety, you know, maybe if you're watching my channel for some time, and living under such circumstances. Under like every night drone attack would make it more severe, so I made a choice for myself to be displaced to Lviv region. So, and the first moment that I noticed the issue with the displacement was to find apartment, find a housing. When we were displaced for the first time, it was the first several months, we were living in Truskovets region. It's a small town for tourists, guys, and we couldn't find the apartment, suitable apartment for ourselves because there were lack of accommodation because all people from Kyiv, all people from Kharkiv arrived, obvious, and the accommodation that have left, they costed nearly, guys, I'm not joking, we checked the OLX, this is the online website where you're seeking for accommodation. They were costed 52K of hryvnias. It was a luxurious apartment in the new buildings. They were built for tourists, like Airbnb, to rent for several couple of weeks or days when you arrive into this town, because it's a touristic town. But can you imagine 52K of hryvnias? And at that time, the dollar course to hryvnia was 38K per $1,000. So 38K of hryvnias per $1,000. Now, unfortunately, for $1,000, you can buy or fortunately for people who are arriving in Ukraine, and unfortunate for Ukrainians because we need to pay 42k hryvnias to buy 1k of dollars. So if you understand what I mean, or if it's does it make sense for you, please send me, just write me in the live chat. How are you? Hello, Eugenia. So it's time for questions and answers under this blog. My question is if you understand the difference in cross course in Ukraine, and another my question will be if the IDPs, internal displaced people, are in your community now, in your countries. Please answer me, and we will go further. Because I have two stories from the girls I know who fled abroad but came back. What is behind me? The doll? This doll? This doll is called motanka. It's Ukrainian Carpathian traditional doll. I'm using it for decor, and I'm using it. It's not any spiritual sense inside it. I'm just using it as the traditional Ukrainian decor. However, our ancestors, they were using it as a protection for the like hata, Ukrainian houses, like Ukrainian hatas. Yeah. I see people are from Canada in this chat. Okay, so if you have no any questions, I do not know if Instagram people have questions because um, I have no access to the Instagram chat now. It's just thinking, so let it be. Guys from Instagram, if you want to just ask questions, proceed to my YouTube page and you will see the stream and live chat window will be available for you. Just Trevor, if you see it, please write something in the chat so I knew that this live session isn't going okay and you see the pictures and hear the sound. So, okay. So people have issues with the housing. And for those who are, how is your mom and grandmom? So if you are asking the question now, you are hearing me. They are fine, but my cat, my older cat Sam, he is ill, unfortunately. Yeah. So guys, those people who settled in the big cities, they had a bigger opportunity with housing, and however, housing in the cities are also expensive. And I just want to tell you a little bit about payments for IDPs. Payments are IDPs are ongoing, and people who firstly registered as internal displaced person in Ukraine receive 2,000 K hryvnias for a month, and they are children and elderly people. They are receiving 3,000 K for a month. If we translate it to hryvnia, please divide it to. If we translate it to dollars, please divide it for 42. So, and ask the question, how much groceries and how many like items can you buy for this amount? However, all the IDPs, they are trying to work. They trying to find a job. Seeking a job opportunities, it's also not very comfortable because a lot of entities have been destroyed by Russia on East, and all these people who were working on the mining plants, for example, in Donetsk region, they are like searching for the job opportunities in other regions of Ukraine. However, in the middle of the war situation, new entities and new plants, they are not opening. So we have only those enterprises and those businesses who were operating before the war. So, and you understand that for people who were transferred to another region, they are facing with lack of job opportunities due to the like um, due to the high demand on these job opportunities, and also they are facing them their skills are not matching for some job opportunities. And also there are a little more discrimination in the seeking of jobs for people who are they are closely to the retirement age. Only today I have checked Work UA like opportunities for job. This is the first and biggest website for job searching in Ukraine. And you know, despite of the prohibition of the law to put the age of the applier, some like civil enterprises are still doing that. I understand if the army is searching for the person who will operate the drones and they are saying that this person should be no more than 50-year-old. I understand because this job is involving some, combat abilities, some activities that a pensioner, for example, cannot perform. But when civil association and civil business is demanding a certain age, I think in now our realities it's inappropriate, guys, because this is discrimination, and in 2022 it was a law that prohibited to do so. However, can you imagine? We are civilized country in the middle of the Eastern Europe, and when I was in the search for the job opportunities when I was a girl, uh, CEOs and marketers even put the gender of the person into the application. For example, we are searching for the young girl at the age of 20/30 with the certain appearance for the job of the secretary, for example. And uh, it was insufferable, guys. Believe me. Now I'm so glad that our legislation and our law prohibit this, but some are still doing it. Only today I have seen the application where they were hiring people from the age of 30/45. So if you're 46, you're not applicable. And could you imagine the challenges that people who were displaced they are facing when they are trying to socialize, find the apartment, find a job place in the new environment, in the new city? When you're 55, for example, year old in Ukraine, you not so free and you're not so skillful in the digital using, for example. You do not know what majority of people at the age of 55, I'm not generalizing, but majority of people at the age of 55, they do not know what LinkedIn is. They do not know how to apply for a job in digital way, some of the people. And this is minimizing their opportunities to find a good job place. And this like confirms that these payments of IDP are crucial for surviving, because I know the families who were displaced from Donbas region. They are uh, they are renting the apartment, one room apartment for the three people. It's like mother, daughter, and grandmother, and they are receiving these payments. And it's crucial for them to receive it just to pay for accommodation, to simply have a roof under their heads. And these payments for certain people are continuing even after 6 months of payment. However, after the 6 months, for certain categories of people, they can be cancelled. They were canceling for like adults who have no children and who are able to work. So these adults needs to find a job somewhere to just simply survive, put a food on the table, and like rent the room to live in. Because not everyone were so lucky to receive some dormitory or some rooms from the government because of the lack of such opportunities, and because guys, do not get me wrong, but in majority of the cases in such dormitories and in such module houses, maybe you know that these like model boxes where the IDP are living. Poland gave us such homes for IDP where you have only one room, and this room is for 2 or 3 people. Sometimes, if you are single, you can be put in the room with another people that you do not know. And in majority of the cases, these people are drinking or have any other, habits that make this life make the comfortable life with them is not comfortable. You know what I mean. I'm not generalizing. This is not all the people. However, what I see in my own eyes here in Lviv, I have seen this modular town with the IDPs. Majority of the people were drinking right in the backyards. Unfortunately. Yeah. Czechia's here. There is a small yet vibrant Ukrainian IDV community in my city in Brno, in southern eastern Czechia. Mm, affordable than Prague, yes, still a big city with opportunities. Yes, I understand. Life in the big cities, guys, it's more comfortable for searching that job because I know that in TikTok, some people from Ukraine are arguing that these IDPs they want to live only in Lviv, but not in the small villages, etc., etc., etc. But it's not possible to live in the small village for IDP, for example, who has no online job or who is not the farmer. Not all people have an online job in Ukraine, unfortunately. It could be resolved that the issue with housing if everyone could work remotely because it doesn't matter where you live in. However, some people they need to work on the desk or on the plant physically, and uh, it's almost you have a zero chances to find a big enterprise in the village where you can live and pay for rent, for example, 3,000 K of grivna and live like simple life. Maybe these people are willing to live in the villages because of the housing prices, but they can't. So yeah, that is why a majority of IDPs they are settling in the big cities because of the job opportunities. Yeah, you know that according to the statistic, I have wrote it here, that 160K of the houses were destroyed and they probably couldn't be rebuilt in the nearest future. And all these people, they are in need of like a roof under their heads. Yeah, guys, unfortunately. And for now, government has no like single solution how to provide like even separate room for their family. That is why majority of IDP as we need to rent. And the prices, local prices for renting, according to the market, according to the capitalism prices, they are like raising and raising because if you have a high demand, you will raise the prices, unfortunately. I wish every like a house owner, every landlord who has a conscience and who has a gut fear could like put the prices in good level. However, not all like that. Our landlord is a good landlord. He is keeping the prices since that 2022 unchanged, and we are so extremely grateful to this person. We have a good relationship with him, and yeah, we were lucky. We were extremely lucky also to have an online job. So it doesn't matter where I will work in the village or in Lviv, but I'm blessed to have a job, and every single day I'm thankful to God for this because without it I would live in Dnipro. Yes, and majority of IDPs they did not rent; they had an apartment. Still, I know that situation. For example, in America, when person is the owner of the house, is most kind of rare for the young people, and all the majority of the all young people are renting themselves, so they almost do not care where they will rent, wherever it's, for example, Washington State or Oregon State. Of course, California is a very expensive state, but still some people are going to live there. In Ukraine, From the USSR time, our elderly people, our Baba and Deda, um, they got these apartments, Khrushchev apartments from the government. And after the fall of the Soviet Union, they did a privatization and now they are owners. So they transferred this apartment from themselves to the children and children transferring to the other children. So majority people in Ukraine, if they are not young, they have like flat, at least one room apartment. And that is why they were able to survive on the small salaries because they do not need to pay the rent. But now the situation escalated because all these apartment blocks were destroyed by Russia, by Russian missiles. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, please ask in the chat of YouTube. 19 people are watching actually this stream from YouTube. It's good. I thought it will be only 4 of you actually. Yeah, I will wait for 1 minute, then someone will say something. I'm sorry, Instagram people. Next time I will resolve the issue with chat replies, but yeah, it's just for your information. If you want, you can just check the stream. Just while you are writing, to sum it up, the main issues with the jobs for IDPs internally in Ukraine is that not all jobs are matching their skills. It's obvious. And jobs are mostly offering low wages to survive on this wage, renting an apartment and pay for the groceries bills and pay for some clothing because people need something to eat and something to wear. That is why problem was escalated, and a bit of discrimination that connected with the age of the applier and sometimes even with the region of applier. Unfortunately, it's a very small percentage of the cases, but it still exists. It's internal xenophobia. I know that I shouldn't talk about it online. However, it's the good, the bad, the ugly. Just life as it is. And of course, if you are a single mom and having a child, you are arriving in the city where you do not know anyone, for example, in the situation, and you need to work. However, you have a, for example, 4-year-old child. It's also creates a difficulties for you to find work that have a flexible schedule for you. So yeah, someone told something. Uh, Andy from Texas is saying, I will be back in Ukraine here in the couple of weeks. Great, Andy. Please tell us where are you going exactly, because if you are going to Lviv, I have opportunities for volunteering for you. I'm offering everyone to come to our Commonetin Center. Not our, it's not mine, I'm just volunteer, but I'm promoting it. Yeah. So it's called by Purukhova Volunteer Center. We are doing commonets for the soldiers. It's very important to have a proper commoneting to cover the technique, to cover the weapon. So this technique and weapon could like serve for Ukraine. By the way, I have such clay dish, like clay mug. I like it so much. I bought it in Rosetta, and it was no name brand, just from Ukraine. I decided to support them, so I have a lot of cups like this from different sizes. If you arrive into Ukraine, you can also check Rosetta site and pay it for normal price, not overpriced from eBay, for example. Because I know such people who are buying in Ukraine and after reselling it in eBay for like cosmic prices, you know. Yeah. So let's go further. My call to action to this video. I will wrap up it in call to action, and after we will just communicate in the questions and answers, guys. So my call to action in this video is for you, for everyone, each of you who are living in their cities, abroad in the safety. God blessed you with the safety, and I'm so glad for this because our Ukrainian people could have a shelter somewhere outside of the bombing. So please support the people who are seeking for asylum. Of course, do it wisely. Please double check and triple check. Because I want to emphasize that Ukrainian ID in the passport is not qualified for the quality sign automatically. If you are seeing Ukrainian people, please double check if their families and them really need help. We all know these stories on TikTok. I don't know where they are taking them from, how some Ukrainian people are flexing and buying luxury items abroad, etc., etc. It's not majority of the cases. They just took like a bit of the cases and sell it as all Ukrainians are rich, so we shouldn't provide help for these people. No, it's like 2% of the people. However, you know how propaganda works. But these people, they are existing, guys. And that's why I'm saying you double and triple check. Because majority of Ukrainians, they do need help. They do need help. So if you know that your local communities is doing something for these people, for example, collecting them clothing or collecting their food or hygiene items, please share also your findings at home, because probably due to the overconsumption, all of us have something extra at home that we are not using, and it could be extremely helpful for IDPs, especially if they have a kids. Kids are growing very fast. So if you have a kids like clothing or kids items, please also offer it. Please offer also food and some hygiene products. If you have a time, for example, you're a retired person and have a time, you can babysit some children, Ukrainian children, while their mother is searching for their job opportunities. It's also very important. So, and if you have an opportunity, if God blessed you with extra room in your house, you can host the IDPs, but please choose very carefully. I would recommend you to host the Christian family, for example, mother and child and grandmother. It would be extremely helpful for them. Believe me, guys. We have a lot of good and Christian people from Ukraine, but choose wisely, because I cannot guarantee the consequences of this action. I'm just offering. Yeah. So, and of course, pray for IDP people inside of your churches, but not focusing only on praying, because as Jesus said in Matthew, that truly I tell you, wherever who did something for at least of these brothers and sisters of mine, then you did for me. So sometimes God and Jesus are operating through the hands of another people. And if you want to be a Jesus tool, you can also like offer help for any IDP that you know, but please double check. So, and of course, advocate for IDP. Share their stories. If you have any online presence, let it be just only your community, your colleague, your friends and family, but you have some community you can influence on. Please share the stories of IDP, and maybe also it will benefit your family, because the members of your community and family will be extremely grateful for the some things that they took for granted. Believe me, I lived this experience on my own. Before the war, I took water, electricity, and any other modern convenience I had in my apartment for granted. When I faced with blackouts, I understood that electricity is extremely valuable thing, that water, hot water, is very valuable thing, that if you if they cut you from the water and electricity, your life is not so convenient. So that is why I'm offering you also to communicate with your families, advocate for IDP, and tell them that all the things that you are having in the houses, God bless you with these things. And sometimes these things can just simply disappear, and your life will not be so comfortable anymore. So, and cherish each other. There are a lot of families in Ukraine who were separated by war. For example, father went to the army and mother is at home with the child, and they have not seen each other for months, for years even. Someone are in captivity, someone are living on occupied territories, and these people were separated. If you have an opportunity to call to your parents or to your sisters, or maybe you have an argument with them, please be quick for forgiveness, because you never know what happens in life. And if you will have a next opportunity to call later, for example. Here we in Ukraine, we have, like in Italy, strong family ties. Sometimes volunteers are coming here and asking, why are you calling your mom every single day? Are your life so dynamic? I said, no, we just calling to just express our appreciation and tell what we did in a day, just to exchange the news, because we are living 900 kilometers away from each other. And thanks God we have internet, we have a phone, for which I'm grateful for. And I just call the video call, and see my mom. Some people, believe me, some people have not this opportunity. And if you have a like living grandparents, please call them. And even if your views on life are not matching, because you're from different generation, I know what I'm saying, but uh, it's not the obstacle to share love. Just share your love, because you don't know what tomorrow will bring to us. Or someone saying something. Uh, Audio in IG is much better than in YouTube. Sorry, guys. I will elaborate on this. I will expand my knowledge regarding streaming. It's my first time. Sorry. Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania, and there are several people in my area sheltering Ukrainian families. Therefore, church are helping them to. I'm extremely grateful for you, Jaren. I'm sorry if I'm misspelling it. Thank you, and thank you for your community for hosting IDPs and for helping them. Believe me, this is extremely helpful for them, because imagine you're just fleeing into another country that has another culture. You have a cultural differences, time differences. You are worried what happening in your home currently, and you need to like extremely adapt like in new environment. So that is why if you are supporting, if you are welcoming them in community, because socialization on the new place is extremely difficult, believe me. Even here internally in Ukraine, the socialization for me, for like extra slash introvert person, was tough. When I moved to the small town, it's called Stebnik, 10K of population. For US, it might be enough, but for Ukraine, 10K population, it's almost the village. People were living in their Thai community. They were knowing each other since the childhood, and they were slightly suspicious to strangers. Only within the church community, I found people I could communicate with and just talk about my day. When you're, alone in and see all the people on the weekend, they are walking, they are talking with each other, they're changing the energy and exchanging the thoughts, and you just have only one person, was my husband, that I could talk to like physically, and my colleague, but it's online. Offline communication is extremely important. So even if you have some cultural differences, guys, with IDPs, it will be okay just to talk and communicate with this person first. You will help him or her not to feel so lonely. Second of all, you will learn something about Ukrainian culture, actually. And three, you will help out to this person with the English knowledge, because not all IDP are fluent in English. Here we in Ukraine, we are trying to learn English because now it's extremely important. And even my English, thanks to my YouTube and my community, became better, a bit better. But you know, I'm doing a lot of mistakes. I did misprinting on my thumbnail today, but it's okay. It's okay. At least you understand me. If you understand to what I'm saying, even if I'm like talking not very fluent and not very correct and in a proper way, at least we understand each other and can communicate. And I can tell you what is going on here on ground. And I'm grateful that English language unites us and we can hear each other actually and listen. What is most important? Okay, someone is saying something. I will be bringing medical supplies. Does your group need anything? Guys, I will ask coordinators of volunteer center. His name is Max. And I know that another coordinators together with Max, they are sending some supplies on the front line together with Kamenetin. I'm just only a person who works and do Kamenetin, you know. However, I will ask for sure. In the combat, soldiers need medical supplies for sure. So do not worry, we will put it in a good use. Yes, yes, your English has gotten yeah, guys, it could sound very like ridiculous, but my first video and my English on that video was like so mediocre and random. But guys, at least it was enough to say that I'm Eugenia and I was displaced, and here is genocide is going on. And first, my subscribers who are with me, they were suffering from my accent, from a strong Slavic accent, and were suffering from the lack of vocabulary in my words. I know that when I met that Lviv girl, Irina, have been living in US for some time, and she has a good vocab, and she's more fluent in speaking than me, and it was my like good sample. I was trying to be as better as possible. I was trying to consume English content along with the Ukrainian content online just to learn new words. And when I saw Anna's from Ukraine videos, now this is like this is my stairway to the way of the good English speaker. She's extremely intelligent. She's a professor, I know, in the university, and everything that she's doing helps to spread word about Ukraine so much. And she also started from the home, recording her at her house in her bedroom, but she's so much grew and evolved that it's a good sample for me, that how content and how speech and how advocating for Ukraine should be. And also, I know one girl from Instagram. She has the same name and surname as our former Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko. However, she is working with, if I'm not mistaken, she's working with Kiev Independent or United 24. I'm sorry, I can't recall, but her English and her the way of the content also very like easy for understanding, and it's appealing to more younger audience, of course. But it's the way and sample on what I should look to be better, a little bit better, because everyone are progressing in their own time and in their own like motion and speed, you know. Someone is Evgenia, your English is pretty good, much better than Ukrainian. Guys, Ukrainian is one of the most difficult languages actually, because everything is changing depending on the, you know, he, she, is, you, we, and believe me, it's difficult. English is much more easy. So, I've been, to be honest, I'm trying to learn Polish language, like Polish language, and also Duolingo is in shock. Yeah, I have some supplies that can be used for bandages and wire bandages. I have a lot of this will be glad, Texas, and you will pick it up in Austin, Texas. Maybe 500 used experience for free. Uh, That's great. If Andy, who is coming to Ukraine, can grab these supplies and bring it on ground here, I can ask coordinator if someone needs these supplies on the front line, because now almost all our coordinators having relatives on the front line. So believe me, these medical supplies will be put on good use. Do not worry. I will ask. Just find me in Instagram and tell when you arriving. I will for sure offer you to come to Commonwealth Place. No more additional skills need. We have an instructor. She's English speaking instructor. She will instruct and guide you through the process and even stand near you and tell you what to do. And if you're doing something wrong, believe me, she will tell you. Yeah. So good instructor. Yes, this lady instructed Trevor, and Trevor successfully did Commonwealth. He waved some nets, and it was even correct. So thank you, Trevor. Come again, for sure. Also, we have a special technique regarding Commonwealth. It's not like just random, but we are like following the certain pattern of the waving. And almost all soldiers were telling that these commonets, they are strong and they are good quality. And they're even better than those who was done in automatic way. You know, I don't know how in English I could say it, but in Ukrainian it calls perforatia, when you are doing the common netting with the help of the machine. So the nets we have done was better than the nets that were done with the help of the machine. So yeah, guys, this is actually all that I wanted to tell you about IDP life in Ukraine. If you have any questions, please ask me. Yes, automation. Autom I don't know, because Max have told me that it's called perforatia. Automation, it translates to Ukrainian like automatizatia. I don't know. You see how different Ukrainian language is from English language and how difficult to say it. Yeah. Actually, thank you for sticking in for the, oh my gosh, it's 47 minutes already. I'm so embarrassed. This is my first live session. I hope the next time will be more structured and the sound will be more good. I will check on it. I will do better. I'm not a good streamer. I just bought this camera and decided to just try it. Yeah, and I will do something with the live commenting in Instagram for sure. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Please ask your question. Hi, Jane, glad you're well. More or less well. Physically, I'm more or less well, but mentally, as always, not really good, because I have checked the news and they told that Russian army have already put a pit on Dnipro region area. They just the area is not even in gray like color, but in red. It means that they fixed there in this first village that on the edge of Dnipro region and Donetsk region. What is your Instagram name? My Instagram name? Well, okay, let's, because if I will spell it, I will probably misspell something. I will write comment in the community. I will put some photos and just write like recap of the session in the community, and you will see my Instagram name. By the way, my Instagram link is linked to every video I'm dropping online. If you go to the description, you see like join me in the Instagram, and you will click and find my Instagram. So it's in the link. Yeah, sure, it's also in the link. So thank you guys. If you have no any question, I will like disable the stream, and I'm not sure if I should leave this video here or should I delete it, because the sounds you said wasn't so good, and we just chit chatting here. So tell me if I should leave it. Stay safe, take care, and God bless you and your family. You also stay safe, take care. I know we all have our own struggles that we need to overcome, and we shouldn't underrate it, because each struggle is individual for every person. So yeah, I'm also praying for economic situation like globally, because global economy are going in the drain. Really, here the prices are skyrocketed, and I know that in UK it's everything is increasing also. I've just recently talked to Trevor. He told me some news. And yeah, of course, wars or on Middle East and in Europe influencing on economy all over the world. Everything is connected, because world now is global, guys. That is why uh, it's so important to understand that we need to defeat the totalitarianism, because all these wars are about like battle between democracy and totalitarianism. Do we want to go to USSR like all together, or we want to stay in democracy? I know that you know the capitalistic system is not perfect. The capitalistic system could be very insufferable with the prices and with difference between rich and poor. I get it, but believe me, in socialistic or in USSR, where Russia and China want us to be, there will be even no rich and poor. Rich will be only the party leaders and their families who are rule the society, and everyone and each of us will be poor and under the line of poverty, as it was in Soviet Union. Believe me, I have seen the time after the fall of Soviet Union, and my grandma and my mom were living in the Soviet Union. There were no any class society. The classes was only ruled elite, rich people, and everyone else were poor. Yeah. Ah, thank you. Leave it up. Okay. Oh, by the way, I will resolve the issue by just doing the separate video that recaps this live stream, like my regular videos. I will just put that much struggling for IDPs in Ukraine, something like that, and we'll do a recap, because yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Please leave the video. Oh, I guess I should do a recap. Okay. Bye bye. God be with you, and please pray and help for each other.